which you don't want to have that foot battle with Felipe Andrew.
It's
You know?
very dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay, starting off here on mat 1. On the left, we got Pedro Diaz. On the right, Carlos Bebeto. Carlos Alberto Oliveira, representing GF team. Pedro Diaz, Clementino, Carlson Gracie team. Double guard pull, but no, Pedro Diaz comes up on top and gets 2. That was very well timed. It looked kind of faked like he was going to double pull with him, but actually just taps that leg, comes up on top. Easy 2 points. Bebeto, his nickname, used to train out of that incredible GF team academy in Meia in Rio de Janeiro. Probably one of the at one point, it was probably one of the toughest rooms in the Brazil or maybe even the world, right?
100%. And not only tough because of its content, but because of its temperature as well.
Oh, yeah. One of the hottest parts of Rio.
It's what it called caldeirão.
Yeah, the cauldron, the one that is like just bubbling over and boiling. It's just got that crazy atmosphere, music pumping.
And a lot of talent.
So
everywhere.
much. Interesting to see how those GF team athletes have kind of now spread around the world and taken up residence in different parts. And Bebeto now here in the United States, looking to advance his career here in the light featherweight division. But Pedro Diaz, also from Rio de Janeiro, a product of the Cantagalo favela. And it's no exaggeration, is it, Victor, that they call Cantagalo, it's the Hill of Champions.
It is. I used to live right behind Cantagalo in a street. The name of the street is Professor Gaston Baiana. It's a big like hill, and right next to Cantagalo.
And some of the amazing names that have come from that favela: Terere, Alain Finfo, Jackson Souza. So many huge names in the world of jiu-jitsu. Influential names have come out of that hill, and still producing talent, because, you know, Pedro, he's been a black belt for around about 2 years now, I believe. But there is more coming. There are more colored belts always coming through. You've got the Gomez brothers from Checkmate.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Jansen and Jonathan, his brother. There's Jonathan Moyacano from Dream Art Academy. And I'm sure we'll be seeing many more coming through. But Pedro Diaz now representing the Carlson Gracie team. You know something about those guys, right?
It's a little bit. Yeah, that's where I came from. And yeah, but now, I mean, it's funny. I was looking at Pedro, and he looks like a small version of Finfo, right?
He really does, yeah. And it's interesting that even though a lot of the guys from Cantagalo have kind of, you know, gone to different teams and they've ended up representing different teams, it's interesting that they all know each other, because it's a relatively small community. They all know each other. They regularly kind of get together and hang out and train together. And I kind of wonder if that reflects itself in the style of jiu-jitsu that we see.
I would say so. And it's definitely, like, I would say even more. I think that Terere was such a breakthrough in the jiu-jitsu scene back in the day, that all these kids that came from Cantagalo, for instance, and other favelas in Rio, I think that Terere inspired so many of them, if not all of them.
He showed them that it could be possible to make jiu-jitsu a career, right? He opened it up to what they call a periphery, the people on the marginalized populations of Rio de Janeiro who maybe didn't think that a professional sports career was for them. And now you have guys like Pedro Diaz defending this toe hold here. Right. You know, he's out there competing in one of the biggest jiu-jitsu tournaments in the world right here at the Pans.
Yeah, in Florida. So, I mean, it's...
oh, look at this. Yeah. Bebeto now going for more of a straight knee bar. Started off with the toe hold. Puts a little bit of pressure on the knee.
Pedro is his poker face right there.
Yeah, he's not giving anything up. I like the way that Bebeto cycled through. Yep. He went from knee bar, kind of the side, the toe hold to the side knee bar, and then comes through like into now this 50-50. But and of course the big news, Victor, the big news is that as of 2021, heel hooks are going to be legal in the brown and black belt divisions in no-gi tournaments for IBJJF adult competitors. You know, these kind of positions that we see right here in the gi, they're going to change a lot in the no-gi tournaments next year.
Right.
I don't think we'll see people hanging out in the 50-50 maybe as much as we will today.
I love the fact that it's happening. I think it's better late than never. The one thing that I'm just like not that happy is because it's not the same for masters.
Oh, you like
It's
the heel hooks for
adult.
masters?
Of course, I would like the heel hook for everybody, because then it will make you train not only the positions but also the escapes, and that would like more people would know what to do, and you're gonna have fewer people. Oh, what should I do here? And getting
hurt.
Yeah, getting hurt and all that stuff, because you only get hurt because you don't know how to escape. So you spin to the wrong side,
right,
and you don't clear the knee line and all that stuff, and then you get hurt. So if the academies start teaching it properly in order to make it an advantage in the tournaments, and everybody's doing it, I think that the jiu-jitsu grows as a whole, you know?
That's great perspective, and I think you're absolutely right. We will definitely see an evolution in the jiu-jitsu techniques that we see in those no-gi tournaments. But back here now, we see about halfway through this match now, and Bebeto still on bottom after that takedown from Pedro Diaz.
But you see that slight advantage that Bebeto has right now, right?
Yeah, if he sweeps, then he comes up, then
exactly.
That's significant, right?
This is their strategy, and it's incredible how they work that in their heads, and they keep their cool.
Strong lapel grip there from Bebeto, using it almost like holding onto the sleeve instead and putting the lasso into the lapel. This is something that we've really seen an evolution with, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Obviously, Keenan is the guy that people think of when they think of the lapel, but he's not the only one.
Oh, no. There's so many people like mastering that technique. I think that Keenan's still in the vanguard of bringing more stuff to the lapel game. He's always adding to it, and that's what I was telling you. We're talking about it yesterday. It's not an evolution per se, but it's more like it's getting bigger. Like
right.
the lapel intricacies are like, how many variations can, for instance, Keenan show us here?
Right.
Like maybe 200 of them.
Yeah.
You know, so
the possibilities
got
are
bigger.
incredible.
It got bigger.
And it's like they say, isn't it? The good artists copy, but great artists steal. And what we see now is this generation of lapel players. They've seen the stuff that Keenan has done, and they started off by copying, and now they straight up steal because they improve it and they make it their own.
Because they adapt, they adjust to their body length, to their weight.
All you need to do if you want to see what's on the cutting edge of the no-gi, the cutting edge of the lapel scene, go and check out lapel players on Instagram, because those guys, they collate clips from lapel players all over the world and showing everything from yellow belt kids right up to black belts, and the possibilities are absolutely incredible. Lots of inspiration.
Well, I gave them a follow yesterday because I didn't know about them. So you mentioned them, I gave them a follow. 3 minutes to go. How they still...
Look at this. He's got the control of the belt and the lapel around the leg here.
Around the leg, yeah.
It's kind of a De La Riva on the left leg, or with Bebeto's left leg, and using that lapel to kind of secure the leg in position.
Pedro's doing a good job kneeling on the inside of Bebeto's leg.
Yeah, the posture right here from Pedro Diaz is excellent. He really hasn't been he hasn't been out of position enough that Bebeto's really been able to sweep him, right?
Right.
Good extension with the spider guard, the leg, the foot, and the bicep. That lapel trap right there, you can see a great view of it right here on the screen. The way that the lapel is all the way around
it's a
the
strong
leg.
grip.
Now Bebeto uses it to sweep, trying to knock down Diaz. If there's any one criticism of it, though, is that it affords you great control of your opponent, but when you come up on top, it's hard to disengage and then start passing, right?
And this is where I think that Keenan's 1 or 2 steps ahead, because I see him sweeping and going for the pass. I mean, did you imagine that Keenan would become a great guard passer with all that guard technique? And he became just that.
That's correct. He actually has a whole system. He calls it the platinum passing.
Exactly.
It's a style of tying up your opponent's legs with their own lapel and then using it to pass the guard. Bebeto doing his best to come up on top, but
nice
great
move.
defense there from Diaz.
Nice move.
Pedro Diaz showing great awareness there in his agility in defending the position, and we've got about 50 seconds left or so in this match.
It's like 2 cats fighting.
It really is. Some of these positions, they defy description.
Exactly.
I like this from Bebeto, trying to kick out that supporting leg, trying to stretch Diaz, and now
All
coming
right,
up on the
there you
back.
go. Came up. If Pedro walks out,
20 seconds now
20 seconds to go.
for Bebeto to try and put Diaz down.
yeah, and hold him down. That's going to be a tough one. Holding him down is going to be the tough one. I don't think that jumping on his back would be the best choice.
Got the 1 hook in, but needs to try and drag him down, but Diaz stays on top.
Pedro turn. It's a no-go.
That's only worth an advantage. No points for Carlos Alberto. And Pedro Diaz is the winner here.
Man, that was
in
a
this
great
light
match.
featherweight match.
That was a great match. That was an awesome match to see. Wow.
Lots of technique, lots of intricate techniques going on in that match. Lots to learn. I think we'll go back and study that one. And I like the way that they share a little word
Yeah, it's
at the
awesome.
end of the match. The sportsmanship, very important.
Yeah, that's jiu-jitsu, man. It's all about it.
Coming up next here on Mat 1, do not go anywhere, because we've got Kennedy Maciel versus Mateus Gabriel coming up, and that is one of the matches that I am most excited for.
Yeah, make sure you keep your popcorn and your soda right next to you, because for the next 5 hours, you shouldn't move.
Yeah.
Just stay here.